Ja,
Beis Nissen.
Hemsche Chaim Beis, hè?
Beis Nissen.
Ja, dat is een mooie Beis Nissen. Ja. Nou, dat wens ik wel. Hemsche Chaim Beis, Gelig Alef. Omut tof lamet hei softi wa maschil bayema shmini atzeres tia lachem mooi toy Beis Nissen tovshin samches. So just to catch into the Inyan, we'll just learn a few lines of the Sof Perik Reish Tesvov that we were holding by the Sikkim of the Maimah Al Pianal. But just before that, we saw that the difference between the Korbanos and the Keteras was that the Pu'ula, the Korbanos, was a shayt to the Yin van Pnimi Sheben Nefesh, but that's Yin of Moyach Valaiv. And therefore the Pu'ula and the Nefesh HaBahamis is only in these pashtas of the Nefesh HaBahamis. That's to say, when we say pashtas, we mean also in what you might call the koiches of the Nefesh HaBahamis. Not in the etzem iskashas like we saw the etzem tuf tam, the whole inyanim, had shayt to the makifim Sheben Nefesh, the iskashas in klippa, the gishmak, and tuf tam, betekent binyan elam hazer. Ela more in the seichel in the middle of the Nefesh HaBahamis. Avo bitei likach tuf tam binyan elam hazer. Shezei in bitul be'etzem mahus koyach hamisave. So we brought down the lashon of the Alter Rebbe, because when we were learning that, we were more or less in Parsha Porah, but the Alter Rebbe in Mavai and the Kutitera in Parsha Porah, the Pu'ula, the Bira of the Porah Aduma was in the Koyach HaMisava HaPoshut, but that was the Eifa that was left over after the Sreifas HaPorah. And then the purpose of the Sreifas HaPorah was to be Soida for Machala, the Giluim, as you might call it, of the Inyan of the Nefesh HaBahamis. And then there was the Etzem Inyan, the Koyach HaMisava HaPoshut, which can be Nezisapich, Balosh Natanya, the Inyan from the Hafichas HaRa'al HaToy. It can be Mamish Mahapet, the Koyach HaMisava HaToy, Heyesh, the Sokol Sofi, is a Inyan Poshut. And the Rasha boy is in from Levushim Bilvad. Therefore, the Pu'ula in the Etzem Koyach HaMahusa, the Koyach HaMisava, is to rid the Koyach HaMisava of all the Levushim, which have been mislabish all of due to the inyanim of the midas and the moichin of the Nefesh HaBahamis. And then it's possible to be mavarer, to be mevatel the etzem mahusa shel hakoyach hamisave, and be mahachbechim to kedusha. So that's more the pu'ula of the keteres. What in Yoni is the birulim of the koyches hamakifim and the koyches ha'achmim. And therefore, since its Inyan is in the koyches ha'achmim, it reaches into the very essence of the Nefesh HaBahamis, not just the seichel midas sheloi. The Etzem Inyan, what he is, which is a Koyach HaMisava HaPoshut. That's it, it's Mavur dot in Pasha Porah, in the Drusha from Porah Aduma, in Likutei Torah. V'zeh Inyan HaKteira, shemavarerim hayu d'alef kisorim d'noiga, d'hainu l'hosir b'chinas ha'makiv, v'ikeh chiyuza. Well, the makiv is the ikeh, the chayas, as we saw, that in Kedusha, the chayas, the chayas pnimis, the slavish pnimis. Ve'ilo in the klippers, ein lehem chayas pnimis b'emes, racha'in van ha'ora b'vad b'derech makiv, b'derech golas. Ve'ilo the ikeh chayas which holds them, or even say the Masuda, that's the in makiv. We saw that was the in a Leveina Zako, and we dealt with the whole Inyan van Leveina being the Inyan van Atik to Klippa, and the Inyan van Zako was out of the Shachas to the Inyan van Malchus Tasiya, with the whole reasons we had earlier in the Maimah. And through the Veda van Keteras, you take away the Ike Chayes of the clippers. Amamir mispatlim be'etzem mahusam. Since you take the Ike HaChayes, remember they don't have any ability to keep going. That's the difference between Panimi and Maki. When you take away an Panimi, then the thing can still hang on, but it's a Makif support. Or if you take away the Makif, the Emes, the Shurish, the Chayes, then the whole thing falls, to use the expression in English, it falls apart. Remember, that's Poyo, I feel in the Etzem Mahusa, the Koyach HaMisach. But that's the Etzem Mahusa of the Nefesh Abam. זה עניין הקצר שמבררים, ועל ידי זה מסירים המקי ועיקריות, ועל ידי זה ממשיכים בקדושה בחינת סוער עצמי, שזה עניין השמן. וכנגד השמן צף על כל המשקים, והוא בחינת החוכמה בכלל, שנקרא שמן כנגדה. So we saw that על ידי what you מברר, or you keach mihem, and you mavatel mihem, ikach yusam, van de etem spheres of klippers neiga, and they say it's possible then to be mamshich the atzmi, which is the inyan van shemen. And that's what we saw earlier in the Maimorim. We brought the Lashon shemen ukter. We see that in the pasuk in Mishlei, we connect the inyan of shemen with k'toret. And we saw that there was inyan from shemen ukteres yisamach leiv, and we saw that was inyan from leiv adam oelin, that was referring kaviyochel to the inyan from olam ha'tzilus and the gilel kus lamayla. So what was the inyan of davke shemen to k'toret? Why do we say shemen ukteres? That they cause kaviyochel the gil is simcha shalamayla. They're mo'era the simcha lamayla. So we saw that the keshe is that alidei what the inyan from shemen ketoirens is mavatal the whole achiza at the klippus noiga till the etzem hus inyan of the koyach hamisav itself becomes batel. Well, then it's possible to be mamshicha oyer atzmi. Then you can be megala in kedusha a inyan atzmi. In other words, a oyer which its inyan is gilui ha'etzem. And that's the inyan from shemen. And the dogma in Gashmis that shemen is a inyan atzmi is that it's taf al kol hamashkin always oilala l'mayla. In other words, misarei vim dvorima acherim, because a inyan pnimi is always able to be miskalol v'nikla v'niknas b'tei inyan acher. Oiris b'tei kelim, and then the oiris are Mislavish eine in the andere, as one, the inyan from Achlifu Duktayu, or the inyan from Iskalul, as V'chulo. That's in the inyan from Pnimi. Of a inyan from Machi voice goes to the top. It's a inyan Atzmi, is it's not able to be Misarev with other inyanim, but therefore it goes always to the top. So therefore Shemen, albeit a mashkin like other mashkin, but it's always tough, Lamaila or Kola Amashkin. So that's the inyan of a new Atzmi even more than the Makif for the inyan from the Umazeh. Having been Mavatal the Makif, the Umazeh, it's possible for there to be this killer of a Makif, Atzmi of Kedusha. And that's the inyan of Shemen, of der Prat, who begins Makoyer HaChochma. Achamayshir Kosu, Shemen Mishchas Koidesh. That the shemen Amishcha wasn't stam shemen, even stam shemen is a madrege geworden. No, the shemen Amishcha was a shemen Mishchas Koidesh. That's well known. Koidesh is a mila begameh, as the Zohar Kodesh says. Not Kodesh, but Koidesh, what that's Mareal Etzem, a Kedusha, how it is Mudo, Mikol, Inyoni, a Kedusha, Koidesh, Losnav Dola. Koidesh is a Shem Etzem, Be'atzmo. Ilu Kadoish is a Shema Toya, it's a Mila Mataya. Ilu Koidesh is a Shema Etzem. Therefore, Koidesh is the inyan from Etzem HaKedusha, how it's moved over Tachlis from, say, the Hishtauselas. And Mamela kommt to is that even though Chachma is already a Gilui inside the Hishtauselas, but the Moki of Chachma is Lamala Hishtauselas BMS. And that's in from Chochmas Timor. But that's not only Stam Lamaila Mishtaus, no, that's the Etzema Oinige, Etzema Tainuk, like we saw earlier in the Hampshire. The Indian from Shemen is Nimshach in such a way that each Moisheach with itself, and it brings down the Moki of Shemen. In other words, Shemen HaMishcha is not Stam Shemen, even though Stam Shemen is a Madrega Makiv. No, the Indian from Shemen Mishchas Koidish, it's Moisheach Esa Koidish. In other words, it brings down and is Megala the Madrega of Koidish, but that's the Moki of all the Inyone HaChochma, Chochmas Timor. And that's a union from the Atzmis we saw before. Shemutu bi'erach min ha'ishtaus. That's completely l'mayla mi'ishtaus. Like we saw earlier, that Chochmas Timor is etzem ha'tainuk mamish. We saw the whole Arichas Abiyah going to get to that earlier. V'nimshet davki alidei bittul mahus ha'nefesh ha'ba'ami. So after the Ketudus has been poyo, the lakicha, as you might call it, the taking away and the hasora, at the Etzem Chayis of the Esek Kesorim of Noiga, or then it's possible the Gilei of Chochma, and in Chochma Gufa, sure is Kol in Yonei Chochma, Chochmas Timor, well that's a Atzmi, Lamaila Legamri from Seidish. Also, like we saw earlier, that Chochmas Timor is really the Mokim of Gilei Pnimis Atik, and that's the Emesetite. Pnimis Abahu, Pnimius Atik, we saw quite a bit earlier in the Hampshire. Therefore, Davki Adidei, the Aveda from Ketudus, it's possible to be Megala or Mamshich or that Indian from Shemen Mishchas Choidish. In other words, it's Moisheach or Mamshich, the Amitis Madrega of Moke Achochma. Vanim Shadavki Adidei, that beetle which is caused by the Ketudus, V'zeu Shemen Uktudus. The Shemen, it comes through the union of the Ketudus. And they are Yisamach Leiv, they cause a Simcha in the union from Leiv HaElien, Shadidei Aveda the Ketudus, Mamshichem P'china Shemen, Giloi Atzmis Erentzei. Shadidei Zeh, Yisamach Leiv, Adam HaElien, and Bameres wird a Simcha, and a Yontav, as you might call it, in the whole union of Atzilus. Adam HaElien is Elam Atzilus, as wird Nitzkala Mishchas Koide, the union from Oyer Shel Maila Mi Asfiras Legamri. And that's Nimshach and Miskala in over the sphere is remember what a union from Simcha Gedoyle Lamaila, but that's union from Simcha. And so we have to understand, remember what a union shall Simcha Lamata, even so to Simcha Lamaila, then Eves doesn't keep it for himself, as what a union from Simcha Lamata Gamke. So we need to understand what's the union. The Davki, if you want to be Mamshich Chochmas Timor, why do you first have to be Lokech, the ganze Chayes, from the union our Klippers, until we are Meishir, the Maki of the Klippers, and they become bottled in the Etzem Koyach HaMisave, and then Davki can bring this union from Shemen. And in Shemen Gufa, the Moke call HaShemen, Shemen Mishchas Koyach. So why is it that the two go together? Shemen after the union to Shemen Uktudus. Why is it that the Davki that union from Chochmas Timor? So in Pashas we could say, Go Pashas, we could say that we bowed at the Shemen Mishchas Koidish. Well, we must start on a line, I think there. The Koidish Uprinus Koidish, Hamashkaza, Ushmata, Koidish is the union from Chochma, or Pnimis HaChochma. Shematem es HaShabbos ki koideshu. Ki Shabbos is dienen van Moichin de Chochma, ki yadua. So we could say that the Indian vibald as Chochmas Timor, the Indian van Oine Gamiti, dat is the Indian van Tainuk, dat is the Gila Tainuk la Meila, and that's the Meila even over Rotzen. Rotzen is the Indian of Kilo is Chitzonika Viacholamayla. Ve'ila, the union from Chochmas Timor, is opinion, but that's we saw earlier in the Hampshire, that's the head between the Gulgolta, the union from the Makif of Arif, compared to the union of the Pnimius of Atik, which is Chochma already. So the Gulgolta is higher than the union van de Pnimis, which is already Chochma, Bifnim. That's already a prat in the Kilui. And so we saw it as B'diuk Hafuk, that we saw it Davki in Chochma Stimoa, dort wird Niskala, die Amitis Hoinig. Shalom Eila, Ve'ila, the Inyan van the Gilgota, the Maki for Varicha, that's only the Rotzen. What Rotzen is Kaviochel, Ainin Shal Chitaini. It's not that it's Chitaini's BMS, but its Inyan is to be Nimshach, Lamata, and not even for Chitaini is, Ve'ila, the Inyan Hoinig is the Weiches, Valia, Bim Koime. So we can say that the Inyan van Neugel, we pointed out the whole Ike in these Maimorim here, is to stress that the Ike Bureau is the Bureau of Neugel Davki. We saw that the Keteris, with all its tremendous miles, Ike Inyan is to be Mavaradin and a Neugel. And so the Inyan van Neugel is the Etzem Achize in the Inyan, like he said, of the Tainugi Olam Hazeh, the Etzem Achize, in what later becomes the Tuf Tam of Olam Hazeh, and the Gishmak of Gashmi is Be'etzem. Well, that's through the Inyan HaNoiga, because Noiga is, like we said, the Inyan from Her Gishatzma. He feels himself in the Inyan HaGashmi. But albeit it's not necessarily you read a mamish into the clippers, but that's the beginning. And through that, you read it into Inyanim, which can even be Gimel Clippers HaTamid, being as it is the Mamotza. And Mamela, therefore, it's brought down in the Sfarim, Kedoshim, in many Sfarim, that the Ika Pachat is not from the Gimel Clippers, HaTamid, no, the Ika Pachat is from Noiga. Because Noiga looks to be alright, it looks to have a certain kashrus stamp on it. It's still heter, it's still okay. But dafki through the Inyan van that you get is to not feel it. Dort oibt gewoon the Ika Schlep. Dort werd de mens, dort valt er rein, as you might say. Dafki in the Inyan van Noiga. But we kill the Ika Pachat van alle Inyan is Noiga. And therefore, you need a very high power to be Mavara the Inyan van that. That's a Keter. Once you've been Mavara the Inyan and you've taken away the whole Tuf Tam, and you've got to the Pshitas of the Koyach HaMisaveh, like the Rabbi's Maramas here, and then you're ready to be Mahaprit the whole Inyan, or Al Chaponim, you've got down to a situation where he's Pshitas, Iked Inyoni, which is Tuf Tam, has been taken away from him. Or demos, you can have a Gila de Amitis Oinig, what does Chochma Stimor? In other words, if you got rid of the Inyoni from Oinig Hazar, then you can have the Oinig Amiti. Ayomot kan nimshuk van de Amiti sa Oinig. And dat is het Inyan van Shabbos, Karasa or Shabbos Oinig, Shematem is a Shabbos. Ja, Kikoi de Shi, als het skate weg, die alle Inyanim van de Bulbulim van Tainugi, helemaal ze, Ayomot kan zijn de Inyan van Oinig Shabbos. Dat was kan vielen, die hebben ze Jiddische taam in worden tijd Shabbos. Ayomot werd nimshuk, de Inyan van Chochma, Bizin, Azayim, de Pintel. Amiti is in a Chochma, what does it is? Kasha sin Amiti is Oinig, the Kedusha. And Mamela geht weg, the Achize of Oinig. Well, that's no, you get bottle from that. Well, you can talk about Shemen. You can talk Shemen, and in Shemen itself, Mishchach, Koidish. So that what brings down, God and Moshe, the Inyan van Koidish. Kein Yeshleima, but Derech Efshe, das ist the Bier B'derech HaPashtus in them. That until you get rid of the Inyan van Noiga, you can't really talk about the Gilui van Shemen. And therefore, geht es zusammen, Shemen und Teures. And Mamela, it's not really shy at the Inyan van Simcha. Because what's a Simcha? Simcha is, is zufrieden, is freilich, and das, aber Koloidam is Amahota Anachize. In Noiga, you can't really feel Simcha, because you always think, maybe I should have done maybe something else. Yes, why didn't I have that? It is the Inyan Ayeshes is Mavalbo. Aber als es geht up der Inyan von ihr, und man kommt in die Koyach HaMisaveh b'Pshitusay, Kilo is also the Keteris took away the whole Tuf Tam, as you might call it. I think we mentioned last year the famous Sippo was given with Shmuel Monkes with the Alter Rebbe. When it came to the whole Inyan von Yitzhak Kislev, that Shmuel Monkes was a very clever person. I mean, he was a man of insight, to use the expression, to say the least of it. And he said, Rebbe, your whole problem is that you've taken away the Tuf Tam. so many thousands of Yidden. So he said, no, you got to stand to the test. If you did it the right way and kosher and everything's fine, then nothing's going to affect you. If you didn't, if you weren't really doing that with the Emes authority, then how come you did such a thing? You got to. That was the word. Just be Pirush. That was the word. First of all, it has to be starke inyanim like makifim and hoige Sachen, ketoides. And that brushes away all the achize in noige, or the tuftam, the schlep, whatever. It looks okay, but really it's pulling you down into gashmi. All that's been driven away. What's the emissar? Was it the emissar? Shemen mishchaz. Is mooi sheyach, is mamshich van de emissar in hem. Wo zit het bij hem is tuin? Wo zit het tuin? Tuin is de weekjes in alle koers. Forgetting all the other inyanim and tuin. Darf ik met de weefs met een rabbi zusammen tekenen met mamshich. Dat is de zaak. Maar geen Yeshua, dat is het bier. Because all something there for time. Die holding van Ketel, met allemaal Shem en Ketelus is allemaal gelijk. In other words, Korean that you got even zo'n achize in Bamele, it is moving that pachet that these Gedol Yisrael had from Noiga. That was by saying the Ika pachet. Because that's was schlepped there. If you're not, potter from Noiga, then you always sort of been reingeschleppt. So. Just looking, it's very schwer Sefer being based now. I just took a blick during the day in the Sefer Torah Sholem. Was there, man, to Sefer, it's very hard to understand a lot of it. There's that dvarim, anitonim ladun behem bekalas, no bekevet reish, aki otzim, it's a tifa inyanim though. Well, there's one place there where the Rebbe says that it could be, that you talk about in your whole, and even down, and you were talking about Pnei Misak or something, and at least they told the Lashon. Then I said, then after that, then they give you a piece of uga, and said, oh, he said, nispor van de stikkel lekker, the stikkel lekker, a nice piece of cake, and so he's nispor. So the Rebbe said, wasn't with Pnei Misak, he was just talking about Pnei Misak. Now the piece of cake is a good piece of cake. If he felt this, so that's what he says. It's not written before his door yet. The Rebbe said you have to be careful of that. At least they thought. He said, that's what's written here. That Kohen, what Noiga is there, you can never really tell, because Noiga is, schlep, you feel yourself a little bit. So when you were thinking Barak, you also felt yourself, and now you feel yourself in another direction. It's how do they say, it's a tricky business. This whole thing for Noiga. Obviously, bottled the meaning for Noiga. That's already been taken away. The Keteras, the Makifim have taken away the whole two time. Oh, Shalom Aleichem. Now there can be a gilui for the Emes Einig. What's this Einig? Einig is Chacham Stimor. Einig is Einig Elaki on control. What you might call Achiza. That's a Dimitis Einig, Kamoishu. And there we use the meaning for Shabbos. Shamatam is a Shabbos, Kikoi Doshi. Shabbos is there in the Einig for Einig. Shabbos is not, it's not it's like the Rebbe, the Zaymum, what the Rebbe said. The Rebbe, what the famous beer in that Teres of Baal Shem, it was like an experience that the Baal Shem Tov caused all of his Talmidim. That they saw, on a Friday night, they saw the Indian of Oxford, a Stroimel, eating a bit of flesh on Friday night. Yeah. So the Rebbe said in Toshim Mem Hay, the famous Sikh, what the Rebbe said. The Rebbe said, look, he's not just what the Baal Shem Tov at such a high moment was showing people that had poor from a stickel fleisch, that they ate a stickel fleisch with a geschmack, there's lots of Indian beklaut. It's not the Baal Shem Tov and his Talmidim, but it's from him, so it's auch in Yonah. Now, then, the Rebbe said the pshat was that beklal to consider that the Indian from the eating on Shabbos is a big Indian. Even the eating of Shabbos, the eating from eating on Shabbos Yeah, it's not such a big, the Ikinu from Shabbos is ein orech higher than that. After each Shabbos, no, maar even deze, of niet maken van them, After people is mavur, besporim shekei there, the even Suda Shabbos, the Alter Rebbe's got huge memory about Suda Shabbos, but noch also, the minish mavatel does, but you gotta know what is the, that the Ike of the Suda Shabbos is kilo ahemshel to the Indian of Shabbos. Not that the Essen is Epsasach. Doesn't matter what it is, phrase, it was all the time. Aber nicht die Essen ist ein Grüß für Indian. Das Kuf ist ein Schöpfung von Kedusha Shabbos. Das ist ein Kirche. Aber the Rebbe said that's what the Baal Shem Tov meant to show that the whole, you shouldn't make the India Aveda from Shabbos, that Essen is a big chelik from the Aveda. You know what I mean? There is an Indian from Suda Shabbos, there is from Ashila. Aber nicht die Essen is a big chelik from the Indian from Shabbos. Nicht gucken, what it shouldn't be. So sein das, so sein Mashu Acher. Nicht so. That was all what the Rebbe brought down. But as human, there were times when the Rebbe never ate any Suda Shabbos, and she gets him the Suda Shabbos. You do it. I'm a force. The Rebbe, she has the Suda Shabbos. Let's see, okay. By him, he was in that Indian, what the whole Indian from the Achila was not Begeder, so Asiyas Indian Chosh. Until it just wasn't there. It's a hundred miles. Anyway, I don't know if I'm making myself understood, but anyway, that's it in the Kudus Indian. If I'm Yesh Leimer, that's what the Rebbe means. This is a Maramis, that after the Indians, for the Keteras took away all the baloney and all the Bobamais and all the discussion, the Mashiach b'toich Inyanim, just making an Indian out of things and do it and this is and do it. Oh, you got rid of all that. Then you can begin to have a Indian what's a shop. You can start to understand what's it Chochmas Timur. Chochmas Timur, there's a Pnimis Arinig, and that's Shem and Ukter. In other words, that the Shem can only come after the big Keteres. So sing the big Keteres. And Nemot is almost a sing. Oh, Ramir Shaykh Simcha, da muss der Mensch, ist lebendig und zufrieden, ist more Simcha, but all about empfällt nicht. Lo Chaselo, as you might say, Shum Inyan. Even though it could be that he has Inyanim, but Lo Chaselo. Inyan Masuya, because he's got other kurz. Was fällt ihm am Ende, ist freilich, und das Mitis in den Aschim. Kein Yesh Leimer, das ist der Bio-Bezirk. Und Afopi, שאולי יש לבית, באוי די זה איפן, אבל נדמה לי, das ist die עיקר הנקודה בזה. ועל פי הנ"ל, לפי זה, יובן מה שכוסם ביום השמיני עצרת תהיה לכם. Then on the 8th day, that means the 8th day from Sukkot, עצרת, there'll be an assembly, how do you call it? An עצרת. A special והנה בזיינים מהחג שמקריבים עין פורים הרי זה בירו היו דרב קשורים דמסבוסה. So the Rebbe said that the Ine from the Ayin Porim, that's a bureau in the Indian of the Yudal of spheres of Noiga, as we called them before. Misambusas, the cloud Ine from the Liumazeh, or we saw that the Kavanah was in Noiga. So if you come to the Kapanis, we said they were Indian Pnimi, they weren't the Ine from Yudal. So we have to say, Vahainu, that's what is Mamshi. Shemavarim Gamkena Machiv Telavena Zako. That during the Korva of the Ayin Porim were also Mavara the Machiv Lavena Zaka, Lavena Zako, Vahu Alidea Toirus to Yema Kippurim Kamosha Nizbua Leo. That was through the fact that on Yom Kippur they were Machiv, the meaning from Kitoirus. We're going to see later as we go on at in Emerson the Machiv of the Keteros B'tei Kodesh HaKadoshim on Yom Kippurim was even higher than the Stam Keteros. It had in itself a mile, even the Keteros Pa'ifim Klali, of a dayan lo mechalkim b'zeh. Ben time we're not neatness l'chiluk zeh. So what the Rebbe is saying is that just like we saw that in the inyan from Korbanos, there's a inyan from the beetle of the pnimi of the nefesh hapahami is beikar the inyan anoika. So that had to be, if you don't do that, then you can't be mavara de levena zaki. You can't take from the namaki. Kolled they're still there. Yeah, but even a pnimi, once you mavatal the achiza that they have b'derek then they can take the maki for also. Oh, but it has to also be a biru be'eze derep pnimiusa. Well, like it was Mazda at the beginning of the Maimon. He brought down the Zohar Kodesh, the Korbanos, the Keneged Tefillah, and the end of the Keteres. Yeah, is Lamayla Miyat Tefillah, but it's got to do with Tefillah Samincha, but Miyuchad. Yeah, and the ganze Linie. So after both in Yonim, it has to be both the Korbanos and Yachadim HaKorbanos. Every day they will make in the Heichel also the inyan from the Keteres. So commission is Boli Yo. Ve'am shocha alidei zeh hu shenimsha b'shmini atzeret. I'm sorry. Ve'am shocha alidei zeh hu shenimsha b'shmini atzeret. Ve'yu am shocha b'chinas shemen mishchas koidesh b'chinas ha'chochma shalamayla b'chinas mokel eish ta'os. In other words, chochma stimor as we just learned it. Amen. Like we just saw at the end of the Maimon, that al yedei the biro asholim in the inyan for noiga, sai mitzad the korbanos and beike mitzad the levena zaka, which is al yedei the keteres. Then there's a beetle in the whole inyan of the chayes, a klippus noiga boy from kloli. Then is nimshach shemen mishchas koides the moker of shemen, but that's the inyan from chochmas timor shalamayla miyesh mochel ishtaushus. Okay, you do it. The ikar mochel ishtaushus umibina. It's well known in Siddur that the ikar inyan of kelim sheshayachim leishtaushus a kelim, others are from bina. Aber b'chinas chochma, v'kosh chen b'chinas chochma timor. Yeah, we were medactic that that's the kavana here. He lamayla mibchinas moker. Chochma is not really a moker. I feel chochma gruya. I feel chochma also sfira as one on be etchiminyone being as he is an akuda amiti is. And then he's lamayla v'ninyan ispashas. He's lamayla v'ninyan ishtausva. So mashenikra shmini atzeres. He said that's what we call Shmini Atzeres, the inyan from Shmini Davke. The Isha b'shem Rabba Magid Zal, Kavon of the Mezritch Magid, Shu Loshen Shomen. It's from Loshen, how do you call it? Shamnuni, it's Shemen. Shmini Atzeres. V'ainu, Hamshoches b'china Shemen Mishchas Koidesh. In other words, that Lafiza, that the word Shmini is kilo a'inim b'fnei atzmai. And be'ikar the inyan from Shmini is not a ordinal number that is coming to count and making it a hemshah for them. But kilo the word Shmini is a milu which is indicatory of a whole new inyan b'fnei atzmai le'achrei the whole pu'ula the Shiva Shemei Chag. After what the whole Shiva Shemei Chag have achieved their inyan, then I can have a zamin inyan from Shemen. And remember that's nirmas in the word Shmini. V'al-derech ha-nigla, it'll be good what the Gemara brings. The Gemara brings it down in Masechet Rosh Hashanah, in Oid Makoi Mesin, Beita. The Gemara brings down that Shmini Atzeres, Yontav b'fnei, Chag b'fnei atzmeihu. L'chein in Davnim we're medactic to say Shmini Atzeres, ha-Chag hazeh. If you ever noticed in the tefillahs, it's very unusual. You say Shmini Atzeres, Yom Shmini Atzeres, HaChag Hazeh. What's Yom Shmini Atzeres, HaChag Hazeh? You don't say Yom Shvi Shal Pesach, HaChag Hazeh, or any other Yom Tov. The Sukkah, HaChag Hazeh, or Yom Shmini Atzeres, HaChag Hazeh. You mean to say it's a Chag in its own right. It's an inyan amiti mitzad atzmai. Amamim lefi zeh, b'pnimis hador yum tat. Yeah, that it's not just a inyan from Shmini, no, this is Shomen. It's a inyan from Shemen. And that's a inyan from Shemen, Mishchas Chayidus, or be emes, who oidam shocha gevoya mizeh. V'aynu b'china Shemen atoi, shenimshach al yidei ha'keteres de yom ha'kippurim, שהוא brings Madreya Gavoya Venailis Yoisa, Kamoshi, like I just pointed out, that we're going to, in the coming moment, we're going to have a new Inen in Keteros, which is the Keteros Bifnim, but take Kodesh HaKadoshim on Yom Kippurim, or it's noch a Hekava Inen. And what we've been doing with Shemen Mishchas Kodesh, there's another even higher Inen Shemen, which is Shemen HaToiv, Shemen HaToiv. We're going to see that's Gora. Appellen die Madrege, even the Meile von der Mocke, even the Meile von der Madrege, the Meile mi Mocke liest aus. I said the Rebbe, that's another union which we'll learn about Kemoishi's boy. Aber auch upon him, Bernageli in your name, we all came, am Shoche zu, he learned Shomes Yisrael Davke, Azam Shoche, which is Shemen Mishchas Kodesh. Well, the truth is, even L'maylam is it. Even L'maylam is Shemen Mishchas Kodesh. Well, that's only to Neshamas Yisrael. L'yesh Zeh, Am Shochem Mipchinas Pnimis Erein Tzei Baruch Hu. Al Kein Am Shoche Zu, Huli Yisrael Davke. Well, that's what we're going to dive at the beginning of the Maimon. The Maimon Chazal, what Rashi brings it down also, that the Eibush says, Bo v'negaura, ani v'atem. The Eibush said, we finished now with the Shiva Shemay Hamishta for all the people of the Medina. Akshav, Bo v'negaura, ani v'ato. There's a mashma that the Eibush to Medina on their own, B'rosh Nazar Kodesh, ani v'yisol bil chudoihi. Only Yidden on their own. Why is that? Because we're coming from Azamadrege, Pnimis, V'atzim, saying, the dot is only Shat Neshamas Yisrael. It's a Pnimis Amaki, it's only Nichaya, can see the smoking to Karandar Azar. And the father said, Kamosh Kosev, you lechol avatecha, ve'ein lazorim, itoch. It's a posik in Mishle, the famous posik, that all these inyanim will be only for you on your own. Ve'ein lazorim itoch. There's nobody. There's certain inyanim which are only for you, and loy lazorim, not for other people together with you. Kisuk is, there's still a shaykhs to the other people, albeit b'derech birur, b'derech haloah, b'derech dus. Of if we take into account that there are other inyanim. Of Shmini Atzeres, that's only mamish bo v'negavu anivi bi'ato the inyan von yiu l'chol ivadercha ve'ein lazorim itam. So, that Mamela is verstandig, bo v'negavu anivi atem. The father Abraham said, let's, as it were, verbrennt. And Negavu means, to valgiren zach. Let's valgiren zach. Anivi atem biyacher. Mamela mizeh kommt is that the Ike Inyan von Shmini Atzeres is the killer of a Madrege Nailis Biyasa, which is only shaykh to Yidden Levadim. It's a whole new Inyan, like Abis Yemei Sukkos. Therefore, it's a Chag Hazeh. It's a Chag Mamish B'fnei Atzma. Even though it's called Shmini. The word Shmini means a Hemshech von Sukkos. No, the Maggid is out that Shmini doesn't really mean Shmini. Shmini means Shemen. So, Gam Kein Inyan Simchas Toiro Shenikve B'Shmini Atzeres. What's another shot we asked at the beginning? Why is it that Davke that time of the year, not Shavuot? Why is it Davke Bizman Ahu? Do we make the whole tremendous brand with Simchas HaToiro? He said, Toiraisa mi Chochma Nafke. The whole service of Torah is talking in Chochma. V'kashanim sheb'finas Shemen Mishchas Kodesh. And even more than that, even Shemen HaToiv, Harei is a Simcha Gedoyla LaHaToiro. B'finas Tosefes Oyer Rav There's one on the text what the altar brings in the Likutei Torah, Simchas Torah, and the Torah Freitag. The Torah has Simcha, the Torah Freitag, Sai, mit der Eibishter, Sai mit Yidden. Was it a Pshat? Al-Hidei Yidden wird Nimshach in Torah, a new Inyan. The Torah has its own Simcha, Torah Freitag. Favuas, Gestam Chochma Geluye, das ist Reise mit Chochma Nafke. Remember that's in from Chochma, what you might call Chochma Geluye, Chochma Alderach, in a Chochma also Giluy. Aber die in von Shmini Atzeres is Nimshach, the in von Shemen Mishchas Kodesh, the Madrege von L'mayla Mishtaushel is in Chochma, bis die in von Shemen HaToiv, we'll see that he L'mayla is that's a new Tosefes, or in Torah itself. That's what Nimshach. and Nifal, a new simcha of Teis V'Zoya Rav Moed in Torah. So Bayem Hashmini Atzeres, the Masha Nikra Shmini Atzeres, Hachag, the Hachag, we stressed it, it's Hachag, Ein Ze Mitzad HaMishpah. That's got nothing to do with the even the counting. וכמוי ששביעי של פסח אין נקרא על שם המשפט. אם יש נקרא גם כן עצרת בפסח. Yeah, well, even though it's called עצרת. So, I must admit I'm a little bit mislabed. אולי, ואני אומר את זה בזהירות גדולה, אולי יש פה איזה קצת טוב בהדפוס פה. Because but under a Mekaymis, it's my word, and that's like the difference. That on Pesach, Shvi Shal Pesach, it's like Shvi Shal Pesach. It's the Yom HaShvi of Pesach. And therefore we don't make a separate Shechianu, for example, not as Ochinyan, because it is a Hemshet from Pesach. Mashkin Shmini Atzeres HaChag, Shmini is a new Chag, it's a new Indian. Altogether, it's L'choyre, what I say, I would have understood it if I was just left to my own. L'choyre, what the rabbis make a difference. That even though it's written should be Shal Pesach is called Atzeres in Dvorim, in Sefer Dvorim, Atzeres. Well, Atzeres is indicative of a new Indian. Atzeres like a new assembly, a new Indian, not just a Inifan. Nonetheless, it's Shvi Shal Pesach. It's a Inifan Shvi. Mashikin here, the Shmini is Kornish. The Shmini is not under it now. But here, the Lashon, wants to say that they're both together. That just like Shmini is not Al Shem HaMishpah, the same with the Inif and Shvi. As I must admit that, Lo Mityashev Lipo is a prat. A prat is my middle business claw. So I mean, Cholila Tzarayim vision, because this edition was supposed to have been well checked. But it could be that there's still little mistakes. קצת צורך עיון, הלושן הזה. אין הנקרא על שם המשפט, אם יש הנקרא עצרת בו בסבסטימפנס, פינק פקר. It's called על שם המשפט, even though it's called עצרת. Well, עצרת tends to indicate a new union. רק שזהו על שם בחינס השמן. In our particular case, the reason it's called Shmini is על שם בחינס השמן, שנמזו בשמן הטויב, V'al kein ozu simchas teira, das ist the simcha in Teira. V'am shoche hile neshamas, Yisrael levad, Yiyu lechol levatecha, v'ein lezorim, itach. Yivamela, the Sigura, a freile chazak. Couldn't be a greater simcha than that. And all snow mit Yidden, and the Eivus together, and shum do ein as a kol mokim, ein as a kol mokim. And even the Torah, even I knew Guri in the infant Torah. I knew his colors. So if we learn the Kitzah, Sibus Adovim, Nei the Sibus Kedusha, Bechinas Abitul, the Alkein Kol HaKorah, V'yesha, Abitul Yois, like we learned in the previous Shir. Omamela, Haya, V'agile B'yesha. The word is Bitul, there can be Gilead. Because Shemisrachik Mismayet, Abitul, I'm sorry, Kosher Misrachik, Mismayet Abitul V'agilui. That's in the Seder of Kedusha. V'asitra Acha, He Yeshes, or Ishi Ish Chochem Ben, Eino. V'chol Tivu, Yehu Legarmayu. Like we saw, that even though they do Toiv the Klippus, but they do it in a Rev of Yeshes. V'chol Shebekiru Elachadusha, Yeshes Pamiut. And therefore, at the top of the Elamus, it's less clipper. The Elamus is a clipper. The further they go away, the Kosher Misrachik HaYeshes B'Yeza, Heifach HaSeder the Kedusha, the Indian Atik the clipper, but that's Davki Besof Kolavan Reges, of the Elamus a clipper, who are Taiva Bekridus, Labishosha Garua Yeza, in the third Shal, there's a whole piece about that. The Rav talks about the age. The goat never moves. The shirt, no, at the end of the day, so he said, the goat will the highest, they're ready for anything. Instead of prod him, kick him, beat him, he stays on his place, commercial. That's at the Indian of guilty is pilot's cloud. So Rav Hashem writes out this is Dova Hakim Besuk. That's indicative go on, 1 kilo malas up for you tell. that's in van Attic to Klippe. As we saw, Yesh B'Shachas leaning Amole. The truth is. Agam Atuf Tam Vinyan, another Pirush. And in van Attic to Klippe is a Tuf Tam, the Etzem Iskashas in the time of Gashmias. Vaveda Bo'er Makif Mavatla Kidurus for the Kerch Atuf Tam. Wabitel Be'etzem Mahus HaKlippe, Omamer Misbatla is Pashtes. ועל ידי זה נמשך מבחינת שמן אויר עצמי, which is מקרה חוכמה, דין פן שמן משחס קוידש, וזהו יהיה מה שמיני עצרס מבחינת שמן, שמיני, שנמשך מהבירו דיין צורים שעל ידי עניין הקטרת. So it's first of all that to be there. והמשוך הילה נשום לססלו דווקא. So לא ילהויציה זה גילוין, חלק, we'll just begin the new one. Aimer. Because next week I'm besophic as to what it will be able to learn. We'll see. I'm certainly just with care. But maybe the sophic is because Moshiach will take his hand.
That's not sophic.
That's a dina.
What's the...
Because we'll just be learning all the time. We won't say now begins a shiur and now
Where?
begins a shiur. We'll just be in it.
Next week, sorry, it's getting close to Pesach. Aber no matter it could be if you guys are willing, we can see. Aber Shabbos Pasha Noach, Tov is Ein Dalet. Vayorach Hashem es Reach HaNichoyach. This is by the Korbanos what Noach was machli when he came out of the table. Vayema lo yosif oit lekalel. David says, I'm not going to anymore be Makal of the world. Then later on he gives the Avtocha that the world will always be Kayetz B'Chayra for the ganze Seder and the ganze Inyan. And so that was all the Chayra mitzad the Oinik Shalamayla in the Korbanos of Noach. In the Korban was Ovdach the Achrei HaMav. And so it's brought down in Chassidus that was the concept. Noach knew the great milah there was in the Inyan of Korbanos. That was the milah of the Korbanos after the whole Inyan of the Mabul. That to be poiled a new Kodesh Ruach and Nachas Ruach LaMilah. There should be a rotzen b'kol ishtausens b'kol ha'ilum v'seida parma. Noach knew that there was an Inyan in Korbanos. That's Ma'era Dini van Oine Ge'ele, and that was the beginning of the Krisis Prius, that there would always be the hemship to the world. So it brings the Rebbe and under the cook altogether. There's a Medrash Rabbah, the Isha of a Medrash Rabbah, he Reach Shal Avram Avinu Oila Mekiv Shanai, when he smelled, Vayorach Havaya, they used to smell. They could tell us Vayorach Havaya, they used to smell. So in Pashas we said that he smelled the Inyan from Korbanos, and Rosa the Korbanos, and he made all this Megal and Nachas. He said, no. He said, Avram Avinu is very mid to the Kivshana. He got to be charged. I mentioned I give out in fire. Of course, I'm willing to fire into the fire in a furnace, Is a mirror, he's begodim or something. Etwas was ich gewonnen, ein bisschen erzählt. Was schmeckt etwas was? And he smelled the reich of Avram Avinu. Oila mekiv shanai. Not that he was burnt, when he came up out of the kiv shanai. He riach reichel shel Hananiah, Mishael v'Azariah. Oila mekiv shanai. The Nebuchadnezzar, he threw Hananiah, Mishael v'Azariah into the Kivshana age. Also, they came out of the Kivshana age was supposed to have stick slight roasting. The smell, the Eivishter was adequate. The Eivishter was Yorach. It's Reach and Nechoyach there. And so therefore, on that basis, he was very pleased. Lo Yosef L'Kalov. So it's an under the cooking gas. Kilo mitzadei zedov oid lo hoya bo ilom oid lo noilad b'teicha ilom. Avram Avinu was another few generations from Noach, Hashem 4 generations, and Hananiah, Mishael, Azariah, they were all in the future to come. wish to it. We come to say in the Korban for Noah. Was it the Shire Club? So there was so Tzorek Lahavin, Ma'u Vinish, Yeriach, Reach, Avram Avinu, V'Chananya, Mishor, V'Azariah, V'Alidei Zed, Davke, Omar Lo Yosef, Oid. V'Haloi, Al Pi Poshel. If you learn it in pastors, then the whole Indian was a Reach Nichoyach, who Reach HaKorbon, Shikriv Noah. That's what Noach understood, the great side that there was in Indian for Korbanos. He was Machriv Korbanos to be Moira, a special Oinig Nachasor, that would be Moira, bring out the Krisis Police, or Koloilam Kulu. So that's the Pashas Indian, as I first ate to her. So was it the Indian, she hikriv no, she said, oh, Gam can Indian Gavoy of an Ayla. There was a the Kurbana, Ayla, there was a the inside. And Noach was aware of that. It must have given the great Lainin, and the Indian of Kurbanis. And he knew that Dafki Ali he comes in a I'm a Drege, Beatmus is Barach. Shoma, Efshar Lefore, the Oinig, and the Indian from Hamshochas, Bamela, the Indian from Rotzing, Oko, I Stauses for Elam Kulei. Ma Moishi from Machadish, there was it a new Oisofa, a new Chiddish. Yes, Shiriah, Rechel Shal Avram Avinu, Oliver, Shalom, he come to Avram Avinu around over here. He wasn't even in the world yet. I mean, he come to the world, Mitzad Neos, Mitzad Gorander Zah. In other words, not Mitzad what Noach was able to present. I know our world, Avel. Or be the kosher will that can be better now, like not better. We'll go up saying from Mesilas Nefesh, from Tzaddikim, they're all running the world. Yeah, and the Abishah was kilo waiting until that would be, he's got a reason to have a war. Go up, come to us. And you might say, Avraham Avinu would say, he was Galach Chesed in the world, Galach people, Galach if already, we see Dafka what Avraham Avinu threw himself in the fire. And he came up out of the fire. I mean, he didn't throw himself, but he allowed himself to be thrown. I mean, we come to say what's Elavaden Muslim talking that there's some Indian that Pshitas, the Halicha of Avraham Avinu, by Mesilas Nefesh, Pashtas, and that's not even written openly in the Torah. The whole thing with a Kivshenish of Nimra, that's not even written in the Torah Pagolo. Hanani Mishol they occur in Sefer Daniel. That's not even written Pagolo in the Torah. After became the Davkizeh, Ma Moishi from Machadish. So we have to say that the Midrash means it in two ifani. First of all, at the Pshata Hamuven Miatzmei, und zweitens a Chiddush, it's a neue Sache. Weil mitzad Seichel HaPosher, it wouldn't have been oil aladas. That's a neue Sache, it's a Chiddush. The Midrash has got kilo 2 inyanim, that it's oise Ike from a Adova, which is a Oisofa L'choira, al Pashtas Adova, and in them go for a whole new Indian. A Chiddush. So what's it, the remez in the word Chiddush? The remez, because the whole Indian from Mesilas Nefesh, the whole Indian from Adova, Misug says a Chiddush. Ki kol Dova writes a Bekiyum, Betzedik, Betzedik, kol Dova writes a Bekiyum. Und der Eibishter will, as the time, Dova Bekiyum. He brings over there in Perikot Dalet, the Alter Rebbe, he brings it. The Indian from Shabbos, Shabbos is Chalil of Shabbos Achas, Kadesh Yishmer Shabbos is Harbe, that's a Chumra in Shabbos, like Abba Avida said. Ain't some mitzad Kalas Aveda, so a Chumra. This is a Chumra, it was more Chumra, was not. And after the Indian from Chalil of Shabbos Achas, Kadesh Yishmer, the Abish wants everything should have a kiyum. All of a sudden, comes again, mention, throw themselves into the fire, and they say, because of that, he's prepared to have a world. And I use in order there should be a world, we have to have certain people. Ois legamrech, but even, that's Shalei Derech, so that's what the Rebbe said, that's a Moishe and it's a Chidish. That's a Chidish. Because a Chidish, legabi etzim ha'kavona, in Gilui Elokus, that something should be chofet b'bitulei, or b'koishi, get out of it, the Rebbe didn't allow it to happen, there had to be a rotzen, a chifetz mitzad those particular peoples. It's a chidish tov, it's a pillar. However, יש לכם תחילה מה שנסבור להפרש בין הקורבנות לתרס, הקורבנות הם מבחינת לחם, כמו שקוראים לזה קורבני לחמי לאישי, וכמו הלחם שממשיך חייס הנפש, או מחברי עם הגוף, שמשחס כחייסר ועל ידי זה. וכמיימה, עד לא יאכילנה, ואנחנו נצא בתריעית, בישראל דתירה לא יצלילה דעתוי, לא יצלינה דעתוי, daarom veel hij bij mij bij de Ernst Scheilers. We komen ook in mij bij ze schatjes zeggen. We kunnen bij Kabbanis mamschichen beginnen ze een zei. De kliadam hoe de slavisch beginnen stieren. Maar alleen we komen ook in am shoche I racha oreleva. שבו beginnen צמצום באדמה alleen. I am shoche ze ora. השייך is licht auf aber geteilt und wenn es reier schmeißt dann habe ich mal mit dem Chibu den schon mal gut that's what we saw in the mind that's a very interesting lesson and we were didactic there that the Indian from the Ketela says that it's Megala the etzem Chibu ad the Shama mit the go etzem Chibu ad the Shama mit the go and it's put down this foreign that that's a koyach hamachli lasses. Das ist der Koach ein Zwei, die Etzem Nekudas Atzmiskira. He can be Mechaber Neshama mit Guf. Zwei Zocha Hifochem is not, child. Anybody should be, anybody. I feel that all the Inyanim Aki Elienim, it's not child. Only Atzmis Kodesh. The Etzem Chiba is the Neshama mit Guf. Amamere, Nim Shechir Achai, we heard about that not in the previous year with the Shia Fadam. We were Oimed also. Protein. Maar kan je teres, hoe ze mamsje kunnen zo in zee, de kreeg lodem zo ja, bij kilo mamisch beginnen zo de maar. Alien, so Beis Hashem. And the coming Shia, which will be Beis Hashem, hopefully. Be Beis Hamikdash Ashlishi, Beis Pina dort in the Chatzus Kotsche und in the Chutzes Jerusalem, or Pnimis Jerusalem, ich weiß nicht, Pintu, wie sei. That's hopefully what it will be. Him Cholila, 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 Cholila. Need, so will be done, we say.
This is the last level of the Beit Knesset. Are going to go to.
Yeah, every Beit Knesset is going to go to. First of all, Beis Rabbeinu Shabbat, 7 is going to come down with the Rebbe zusammen. And it will be Neuches. As they state in Beis Rabbeinu Shabbat.
Mistama will all be sitting and learning straight from the Rebbe then.
Yeah, but the Rebbe wanted he's going to be Mavatal of the Shir of the Rebbe. The Rebbe's mother Mashiach is going to try to sit and bring with you Nochanan.
But this is only going to be
He's going to be busy, Malach Mashiach. This
is only a taste.
And then he's going to expect all the shirim that were going on, that they continue with it.
But this is not the real thing. This is only a taste. It's only a taste. It's not the real thing.
It's going to be a tape.
A taste. It's only a taste. It's a taste.
A taste.
It's not the real.
What? How dare you point at Iron Base and say it's not the real thing? Are you sane? On the contrary, all the things of sinners will be darky. They'll beat the adversary. What are you talking about?
On Erev Shabbos we eat a little bit.
So, well, I guess you got a point, but don't worry. You'll be learning all the Inyanim from the sinners hungrily. But then now you don't really understand them. I don't understand. You understand that? You see the Mahuz. Now that's what we're. But not that we're not going to learn it. That's what we're going to learn it. Anyway, let that be the machlekes. Let that be the problem.
We have to have a line. We have to have some sort of for breaking.
What?
For breaking.
For breaking to basically. For breaking.
Verbringen, ja. Enig. But you says you have to forgive me, I really don't have the kracht, ja, maar sis. Dat is het niet zo.
Ik heb erbij staan.
That's all right. Yeah,
That's pretty quick.
With the cups.
Have you already been to the shop and back?
No, it's a special shop in the next room there. It's on last
So I'm amazed that they didn't chip for it, the guys. So that's good.
How much does that take? 60?
I was going to know how to bring cups.
The cups are another 100. Hey.
Oh, good.
Right.
Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Chaim.
Says in the middle in one of the footnotes, the Rebbe brings that Miyad, he brings these Biyurim and Dinim from Miyad. I think it might be in the Sikha from Parsha Mishpatim, Toshin Mumbai, so I think it's in that, near the end of it. There it brings this, I think there's a Lashon there is, the Rebbe says, V'akorev Elenu, Elenu Yoter, or something like that. And he brings it, Mem is Menachem Shmoy.
Shia.
Yeah, this, Anagir Elenu Yoter, as they bring it. Mem is Menachem Shmoy.
Mashiach.
Mashiach Menachem Shmoy. And he says Yud is in from Yosef, that's the Frierdiker Rebbe. And Dalet is the Dalet of Deiber, the Rebbe Rashab. So you see the whole Ikeb Miyadius and the whole Ina from Miyad is totally in that threesome, in dem Shlishiyavim Zot, the Ina from the Rebbe, Menachem Shmoy, and Yosef, and the Ina from the Rebbe Rashab. People have a mistake. That's a big. I mean, we can see in our learning at the Iron Base, we see how much it's not the case. But people try to sort of, say, oh, the Maimonides, the Rebbe Rashab, that's sort of classical Lubavitch, that's such a kilo. Soge Nifloa, and Ashkole, and Elinyonim, that's kilo. Toy Lubavitch, Taras Lubavitch, fifth generation. After that, change. Why isn't it mispinked, how you give yourself an Eiter, and so we see that the Rebbe learns pink fakir. The Rebbe learns that the Rebbe Rashab is all part of that whole Ina Hanagah Elenu, Moshiach, Shmoy, Moshiach Menachem, and Yosef, and Tafkid the Rebbe Rashab is a tale from them, and that the whole Gilu, all these Inyonim, is all part of that Ina of Moshiach. V'yesh leima the Pashas HaTorah, that like we just saw that the higher you come in the Birur, the Inyonim, B'derech what we might call an Efshapami, so the Code over Hamavalbel, then you make room for a Inyan Atzmi Ha'abiyeza. Then it can be Nimshach or Mizkala, Adova Atzmi Ha'abiyeza. Well, that's what we saw. The Shemen is Nimshach after the Birur from the Ketayim. And first of all, the Rebbe Rashab, he prepared the whole koiches mitvelchem. We can go to this type of birur because the Rambam Chassidus, he showed it a way, and he was megal all the biyunim, the oifanim, how it shayach, and at least you should know the derech, and maybe even be nigash k'tas elamaisa to be shoylel, to use the expression in Yiddish, arop neman. Or the Alinyon, bis the Makifim from the Yuma tells them, Shemen, Moisheach, Shemen Mishchas Koidish, bis we saw, the Shemen HaToy, but the Alinyon tells them, you will call it Vadech. I mean, that's the Indian, but Yesh Oidinim, who, the Rebbe Rashab began the whole Indian, and he saw that wasn't going to be just a Gilui Godel, but Kedusha, but it was going to be a Milchama. It's going to be a Marocha, Kosher, V'Noirah, B'Yeza, Yinfan HaMelchama. And therefore, Davki the Rebbe Rashab was the one who, and it was in Samach Aleph, that was in the years of the how do you call it, the Spit, as you might call it, the Gila, the Inyone, Askola, the Al Inyonim, Davki there, Chayoli Beis David, a new Rosh HaTevis in Chabad, a whole new concept. Chayoli Beis David. And the famous letter, what he's got there, the union from David, and Beis David is Mamish, the union from Mashiach. Chayoli, he was the first Rebbe to actually introduce the Puel Mamish, the whole concept of Chassidim have to be Chayoli. I mean, it was there maybe with the Ramas and the Mishalim and but Pearl Mamish, Chassidim have to be Chayolim, and that's their in. This is the Rebbe Rashab. Can't avoid it. And that whole idea began with the Rebbe. It's a long sikha. With Pirti Pratim, Prati Pratis, Kol HaYetzer L'Mucham's Beitov, in case of get creases Li'istim, and again to Duism, and again to Inyan, that's all the Rebbe Rashab. If you're hidden in this unbelievable Rambam, the Yediyah, the Askola, the Pili Plois at the beginning of a Milchoma, Kosher, Noirua, B'Yesa, are always again bring the world into a Zamatsu, with the Marocha, with the, Koshias Oire, or even a key Noire, Lahovias Moshe Moshe. To bring, and to be a battle over the Nyon, bring the Moshe Papai. Chayoli Beis Davi. That's even business. We have to realize that this Manenu there, that the Rebbe Hashem, he's the beginner, and he's the Tchilos B'Seifon. Davki the Menachem Shmoy ended with the Dalet. And in the Indian Dalet Guf is Do Bear, well, that's the Indian of the bear, that's the Indian from the Shamnunius of Eilam Azra, we just saw it. And the Biro for that Indian, from Chayolim Davki. Chayolim based on. אבל יש להם עד עשית נקודה בייסנס, בנגיע לעניונים, like the Rebbe בנגיע לאלינו, כל אלינו, יש דמיניין, יש להם שזהו עניין בייסנס בשבילנו. ולכן, דווקא בתור שממחז בייסנס, יחיה מלך המשיח. Everything's betachas atir, the Rebbe chose bייסנס, to be megala, that whole Tzeiler and that whole Indian. It's a mugadige Sache, to be machriz, Yechia Melech HaMoshiach, based nissen. That's the Chorel Hochia, the Chol Eile Sherotzim Lomar, about it, now this is all, this is building about now, the old about it, the Rebbe Rashab, the Maimonides, to the Rebbe chose that day to show and to be mochir and nish does it in closer nachon. The Rebbe Rashab is the beginning of Yechiel Melech HaMashiach B'Golo, and he's not only the beginning. In his day, David does Rosh bring. We have to be Magalit, because he was the one who started the Chayil before the whole thing began. It began rolling. The whole ball, the whole snowball began rolling. Davki B'Yom Well, I mean, I said that's in the Kudu, what I'd like to give you guys. I mean, that's the Inyan, what we have to take with us, baseness. All the Inyanim are one Inyan. Miyad is all one word. It's not different oises that play in a room. Hardly from Inyanim. They're all part of the one Inyan, and they make up Miyad. And Miyad means no messing around. Miyad means absolutely not.
Now.
That's what it means. Yeah, well, the whole line base with Yalim, it's all part of that Indian. It's all part of it. And therefore, who was the one who brought the iron base into the Yediyah clothes? And who was the brought the Rebbe Rashab into the world? The Rebbe. I mean, the whole time. And the Rebbe Shah in the Shah and the Rebbe. Shah al-Chamishi, the Frierdiker Rebbe said to him, take my father's Shah. In the Sfarim, it doesn't the Rebbe Shah. It's all no Tchilosim B'Seifon. We have to know that Davki B'Limud Zeh, we're in the Miyad part, in the Dalet, the whole Bear, the Shamnunis, the Bear, the Mata, we're in the whole Pechel, Davki with Miyad. Davki with the Ayin Bezin, that the Samavov, Nochas of Inyonim, Davki there, Ma'uira, the whole Inyan from the Miyadiyos. Wie is het zwart? Yechia Melech HaMashiach Papoel. Until he say, Begolo, Yechia Melech HaMashiach. And Toshim Mem Ches, Roshim Tismach. Yismach Lei Roelian. That's what it says. Yismach Lei Roelian. Oh, dat is een bulti sofik. Dat is een ding aan het zeggen. Did you see anybody else? Outside the office? Some other guy's waiting for me up there.
I didn't see anyone.
Maybe do a favor. Go up and see if he's there.
Okay.
The fellow that does The Tikkun on the computer. He phoned me up and said that you told him to put some part in the computer.
Yeah.
I said, he wants some money. Let him go. He could be waiting up there. I don't know. Go take a look. It's the chain. I told him to come. He said he needs the money and it's on the chain. Yeah, that's another man. That's a try to him. They tell him to wait a minute. I'm coming up.
Huh? Sie hat jetzt
Well,
noch
that's the Indian. That's a Indian.
just called.
Well, it's the same with the Rebbe. The Rebbe prepared everything. The Rebbe showed how the Rebbe Rashab was part of that whole preparation. It's all part of the scholars and the Tachlis, Kol Rabbeim Shalanu, which is the hobby is Mashiach prepared, the hobby is Mashiach. And the Kilo Bupel Mamash. And that's the Indian from the Dalit is a Chelik Ikri Shepazeh. It's all one Indian Biachar. Well, it's not what people sort of try to say, oh yeah, Rabbi Shab, go back into the old classical Abaviyah and some stuff. That's all part of the Miyad, that's all part of the Chiyah Melech Moshiach. Daki im zeh, tzrichim lechadis et ha'achroz in Chiyah Melech Moshiach. Daki. It's an andere Cook. En een ganzen Indien, het is een nieuwe Indien. Ja, maar meer, je slijmt maar, dat is die Indien van, wie steht te beginnen in de parasha, Wahuva el ha-koyen, ואז ויצא הכהן אל מחוץ למחנה. First of all, Wahuva el ha-koyen, and ויצא הכהן אל מחוץ למחנה. So the Alter Rebbe looked at the Torah, Wahuva el ha-koyen, that's the Indien of the Bitler, the Makabel, that he has to be oilet klapi ha-chochma. Once the Makabel is shown that he's ready, there's a kilo Yisraelis mitzad the tachten, well that pulls the new Yisraelis in the Merli, and the Merli comes down, mishtapet lamata, and it's felt divine from Yagila el kus baroish kol chutz, Yetza ha-koyen el mechutz lamachana afir. And yes, that's a whole even the Rav Shamli, all the big inyanim that the Rav Sham all in the world. That's the Yehuva El HaKoyen. That's elevating all the inyanim, that's bringing everything to a whole new shayla to Pnimius ve'atzmiyah. But the Rebbe is Yetza ha-koyen l'mechutz lamachana. The Rebbe is Amshochas ha'atzmus lamata. This is Poel B'kol misavir. Averte minim from mechutz lamachana. Picked as a lamachana. What Be'ez says. Aber hoeveel koeien, der Beetle met afals zurückgehen in de Mokje, das ist eine von einem Besen von some world, ja, die eine von der Bouw. That was in the Zman of Russia. And that's the Rebbe said, Tachlis HaShlemus von der Yetza ha-koyen el mechutz lamachana. Geen is schlimmer, bederach hefshe, because it's a pillar thing, aber hoeveel koeien, and the next thing is Yetza ha-koyen el mechutz lamachana. He's either one or the other. He brings him to the Kohen or without the Kohen or rescue. This is too enough. It has to be both. And the Father Yerachim HaKodesh is Marich. Die in Davke von der Tares am Metzulah sind dicke der Augen von Gilei Melech Mashiach. Look in the Yerachim HaKodesh. You see, the Shnei Tziporim or the Shnei Mashiachim. The one that slaughtered this Mashiach, Ben Yosef, he said you have to pray that Mechom up that he shouldn't pass away and hold him. And then the Ine from Mashiach, Ben David, Mamish Kipshuta. Da ganz in der Yerachim HaKodesh. Das ist die Nekuda. Das ist die Ine von Yetza ha-koyen el mechutz lamachana. Tov, okay, seid gebencht, und das ist die Ine von Business.